Welcome to the Money Down, the Believe Network, presented by FanDuel, #1 sports book. Back again with another episode, man. We had some good football games this past weekend. We had a couple blowouts, so we'll let the man of the hour start it all because I know he was so hyped for this because he talked trash last week, and for a change, he was actually correct.
For a change, boy, I'm always correct. Whenever I say we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it.
Nah, that's cap. But you actually correct this time, so we'll let you have your moment, man. The Rams, they win big against the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? They went out there, handled their business. Devontae Adams did his thing. Stafford did his thing. I mean, pretty much the entire team.
Yeah, they good.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
They look good. So let us know what you saw out there, man.
I saw a lot of great defense, obviously holding a really good team to a low score. I mean, Baker's been cooking all season, so to be able to do that, especially with a young defense, it was great seeing Emmanuel Forbes play his butt off, man. He's been one of the best man corners in the league, since he's joined the Rams, right? Obviously, there was a lot going on early, spiraling about, before we picked him up when he got released, him being too light, not being physical, but that boy been shut down. That boy's been clamps this season, so that's been a huge pickup for us, Still wait, we had some good pass rush up front, but still waiting to see, Jared Verse be Jared Verse and Byron Young be Byron Young, right? Like, I want to see that consistency like we had last year, but, getting the pressure was great. And then on the offensive side of the ball, I ain't got to say too much. D.A., boy, that boy is him. Puka, that boy is him. And then not to mention, you had young guys, Kanata Munfield, and then also Robert Whittington, bro. Them boys playing well. So, I mean, I said it in the chat. I think we got the best receiver room in the league. That's just me, especially with the young bucks. And then not to mention Tutu coming off of IR here shortly. So, bro, another deep threat. I mean, I see us making a deep. We winning the Super Bowl. Don't. Let me say it again. We winning the Super Bowl, but I love what I saw.
Nobody said y'all couldn't, y'all. But you between you and Braylon, y'all acting like y'all said y'all going undefeated and doing all this stuff.
No. If we rewind the tape, I said that we were gonna have a few losses, and 2 of them were in division, which only one has been in division so far against the Niners. I said 2 losses were gonna be in division.
I don't know.
And I also.
I could swear you said you was sweeping the division. I could have sworn
he did say
no. I said we were gonna. No, actually, I take that back. I said we were gonna have 1 loss in the division, and I said it was gonna be Seattle, if anybody, either Seattle or Arizona. I ain't think it was gonna be the Niners, and I did say we were gonna lose against the Ravens, and we didn't. So just obviously with some key injuries and things like that, and we played well, obviously, and it was early on in the season. So had we played the Ravens now, we probably would have beat them by 32. But like I said we won by 20. They went up and above, won by more than that. So I can't complain.
I will say this, man. Y'all look really, really good. Like, I don't want to go out there and crown y'all as, NFC champs and winning the Super Bowl, but I can't see it. I mean, the way the offense is flowing right now, you can't deny it. The numbers Matt Stafford been putting up, I think he threw for like he might have threw for like 170 in the first half last week against the Bucks. I mean, we talking about a team that, right? A lot of people, James included earlier this year, right? Like we figured Tampa Bay would be a good team, and they are a good team, but just the way that this offense was able to go out there and kind of bully that defense, which we've known to have a good defense, I got to give credit where it's due. But again, got a couple more weeks left in the season, and playoff time, people figure it out and they turn it up. So I'm gonna be real. I'm just be real interested to see how the Rams, play in January.
And we're number 1 seeded right now. So
have to go through LA.
We'll see.
Hey, playing in LA though, ain't no weather to worry about out there, man. So shoot.
Even playing field.
Hey, a home game, regardless of what it is.
For sure it is. But you ain't got to deal with no element.
It's hard to win in SoFi. That's all I got to say.
It may be an advantage to y'all. I don't know. We'll see that. But, kind of keeping it in the AFC, the NFC, I should say, we had a division matchup, Cowboys and the Eagles. We had, LG ain't on here tonight, but he was talking a little stuff about Dak Prescott, which, he did struggle a little bit early on in that game, but then eventually You know, they were able to get a couple of turnovers or whatnot and get back in the game. Dak started heating up. George Pickens did his thing, and they had a couple of breaks that, you know, allowed them to go out there and win the football game. That team, this Dallas Cowboys team, man, I think they dangerous in my opinion. They made some moves during the trade deadline to kind of help with the defense with Quentin Williams and company. I think that's helped so far over these last couple of weeks, and we already know what that offense can do. I was impressed with the Dallas Cowboys. I think they're a dangerous football currently in the playoffs right now. But if that team gets in and Dak can play well in a playoff game, I don't think a lot of teams want to see that neither, because that offense could go.
Yeah, so my thing with Dallas is that the schedule is just a little tough. These back half weeks, right? They're in a must-win game tomorrow. Here as we filming on Thanksgiving Eve. They gotta figure out a way to go in KC and win that game. And then I want to say they have to run up against Detroit maybe in a couple weeks. I just know I was hearing that their schedule was tough. That offense, man. I mean, we gotta give our hats and tip our hats to GP, man. I've been saying he truly could be the best receiver in the league right now. Right? Like I know it's some guys out there and we think of, you know, the Jamar Chases, we think of the Puka Nakuas, Devontae Adams, whoever you might put in that conversation, but just how he's been able to emerge in that offense these last couple weeks. I think, like, you know, CD could be the number one option, but it's really starting to shift to that he's that number one option. And we've seen CD drop a lot of balls in big time moments, and they've even talked about it in the press conference. He has something where he was saying, man, he just got to catch the freaking ball, right? Like, especially in big time moments that they've been throwing to him, man, he's been dropping it. So I think if GP continues to be the issue that he is, which I don't see him slowing down no time soon, I think teams are gonna have a tough time, because it's so tough having to guard two receivers, right? Like, we know a lot of teams that have a 1A and 1B, but we're talking about GP being somebody who might be the top receiver in the market come the end of this year, right? So I just want to see how teams are going to approach having to deal with that two-headed monster. And when CD does get back on track, it's going to be some issues, because that playing great ball right now too. So I think Dallas got they cooking with grease for sure, but I just think that schedule is kind of tough for them.
No, I agree with that. I think that's an offense you definitely don't want to see in the playoffs if they can get in. But like you said, they got a difficult back half of the season, right? They got KC this week. They got Detroit. Then I think they play Minnesota, who's not a slouch. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, you know, JJ McCarthy, you know, is getting better and has things he got to work on. But I mean, their defense is giving up a lot. Let's say that. You know, it has given up a lot. Talking about Dallas. And then you play the Chargers. The Chargers and Justin Herbert, they're good. And then you got an in-division game with the Commanders at, you know, to finish the season, right? And then you play the Giants, because we got two in-division games, and we know what it's like to win in the division, right? It's tough. So they got a lot to prove these last 6 weeks in order to see where they finish up and if they get in the playoffs. But like I said, if they do get there, that's an offense you don't want to see.
And I think to make it interesting too, we forgetting they tied with Green Bay. So this is going once these final 6 weeks pass up, right? Like, it's going to be a lot of commotion and chaos at the end of the year, especially if Dallas go out there and win majority of these games that they have on the rest of their schedule. Because I think there's a lot of teams going to be put in an iffy situation. And the NFC is really good right now record wise. When you think of the Bears being, you know, on top of their division, you think of the Lions, you think of the NFC, think of the NFC West. Like, all three of those teams could potentially make the playoffs. Like, it's so many teams, man, that's playing great ball. I think it's going to be a lot of chaos at the end of the year when it comes to see who gets those spots in the NFC.
I'm going to keep the topic on GP, man. To me, he is the number one receiver for Dallas right now.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously, CD could be that guy too, but he missed some time, and, you know, that connection between Dak and GP doesn't heating up every single week. If you're him, obviously, you're probably going to be the top target in free agency, maybe Dallas franchise tags, and I don't know. Do you want to stay in Dallas, or you going to try and go somewhere else and get as much money as you possibly can? Because somebody will pay the tab. Best to leave it after watching what they're watching this year.
Shoot, I mean, well, I was going to say, Dallas just made a couple of big signings, right? So I wonder if they're going to have that cheese next year. So if it's about the money for you, I mean, you know that you're a producer. You know that you're one of the top receivers, if not the top receiver on this team as of right now. I mean, go chase your bread. But I mean, Dallas got potential. You got a good quarterback that's gonna get you the ball. They throw the ball a ton. You've been seeing the run game playing. I mean, the run game's been playing well. So, I mean, it's it's a lot of potential for this team if you stay. But again, at the same time, like you said GP's number one. I still feel like he's number two with what we've seen from CD and the consistency. Like obviously, CD's missed some time, 1,000%. But when CD is cooking
for sure.
everybody, and he's that top target. So, I mean,
All right,
by him, you know, for sure. But just from I'm just talking from CD for my ends. You know what I'm saying? But I think if when the offseason hits, if Dallas talking that cheese, and we know they got it, obviously, if Dallas talking that bread, I think you stay because you got a chance to, continue to have success. This offense has potential. The defense needs some pieces. You know what I'm saying? You're just a couple pieces away. So, it'd be interesting to see.
Now it's gonna be super interesting. My thing is, and it's kind of tough because if he does stay, I mean, you could tell the friendship and relationship that him and CD have, developed over these first couple of weeks. They back to even last week, right, when Vegas, where them boys had themselves a good time. Very wild. They went out there and took care of business. My thing with GP is, man, it's gonna be so many teams that has the bread and that can offer him just being the number one off rip. I look at a team like the 49ers, right? They're the situation with Brandon Ayuk, and I don't really know the money thing, but I'm hearing that his contract might be voided or whatever the case may be. So San Fran's gonna be in it. KC, but I want to say the Bills, right? Like the Bills absolutely have to figure out what they're gonna do at the receiver position, especially with the drama that's going on around with Coleman there. I know they just signed B Cooks. Like they got to figure that out, because I won't say they haven't been the same since Diggs got out of there, but the offense hasn't been running, or it isn't as efficient and look as well oiled as it did when Josh Allen had a true number one there. So I think it's going to be some teams that's going to be able to throw out just as much cheese, and if not, maybe more than what Dallas is going to be able to present them. And we know, man, these guys these days, they young, fam. They see the number and it's like, you wouldn't want to be the top receiver in the top paid receiver in the league, or it's the money is what gonna grab some of these young guys. So it's gonna be interesting offseason in Dallas and for GP.
Yeah, for me, if I'm him, I'm doing what I can to stay in Dallas. I think it's a great fit for him. You got a gunslinger at quarterback. You got another receiver that could take some of the attention off you as well. So, they got to pick their poison. Who they going to try and, shade over the top of, who they going to try and double. And like I said, and I just think that looks for him in crucial moments. And that's what you wanted, that receiver position. So, I mean, you go somewhere else, it may not necessarily be the same. I mean, obviously you're going to get the money, which, like I said, I want dudes to get as much money as they possibly can. That's a part of the game as well. But, man, looks like he's having the most fun he's had of his career. Seems like he connected with CP, obviously. Seems like them dudes got good chemistry on and off the field. You're playing your best ball. It's like you just never know. You go somewhere, like, you will get paid regardless. But it just may not be the same. And let's say we see guys like obviously Brandon Ayuk, he done got paid. I know he hurt, but it seemed like he not enjoying himself where he at, although he's had some success there. And things that nature. Saw Devontae Adams go get paired up with Aaron Rodgers last year. That didn't quite go as planned. So you just never know how it's going to shake out when you end up going somewhere else. It seems like Jerry seems like he wants to pay him as well at some point if they can get it all figured out. So that works in his favor too. So if I'm him, I'm going to stay put. If the money is right, it can't be like a drastic difference. It can't be what get in free agency. It got to be somewhere close to it, which I don't know how they figure that out. But to me, Dallas has to. Like this is the best Dak has looked over the last several years, like on a pretty consistent basis. So quarterback happy, receivers happy. I don't know. What you say? You shake your head?
Is really you just mentioned Jerry, and it's making it's making me think. Is Jerry gonna be willing to pay him that bread? The reason I ask is because, or does he even know what he wants to do right now? Because you let Michael walk, right? Obviously, Michael was a bag, right? But you bring back somebody else who's gonna want just as much of a bag with Quentin Williams. Like, obviously, you trade for him. I think. Wait, is this?
He already paid.
He already paid.
Oh, he already paid. Okay, I didn't know if he had 1 year left, and you're gonna have to pay him again next year. Okay, that makes sense. It's just like you got guys that you're bringing in that are gonna cost these high dollars, right? GP gonna have to be paid. Like, you ain't gonna pay no mid wage for GP. GP's gonna money, especially after what he just did. So like,
But
I wonder what the deal
when
be.
you make that trade, though, you already kind of knowing that. No, obviously, it could be a 1 year rental.
No, for sure.
I think you kind of know that going into it. It's like, I'm going to make this trade, and hey, if it work out, then hey, I'm going to cash you out. If it don't, then hey, they kind of move on. So I think to me, that's kind of what he was probably thinking, in my opinion. About, I don't know. Like I said, it could be a 1 year rental thing. And like, hey, you come out here, you ball out, appreciate you.
That's a 1 year rental, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, but it happens.
It happens a lot.
No, for sure. But just like for a player of that caliber that is putting in that work for your organization like that, I mean, I get it, but
I don't think anybody. I mean, obviously we knew he would probably play well there, but nobody expected this.
This what we're seeing.
yeah, that's fair.
But I mean, we've heard from people that we know that's close to the situation that like if he lock in, he damn near the best receiver in the league, and we seeing it.
But I still would have never thought it would be receiving. Like I would never like thought that. You know what I mean? So big shout out to him, man. It seems like he's locked in. Obviously, he still has his moments and everything. But I got to give him a ton of credit for going to a new team and kind of handling his business and performing well. So I think it's a good example for a lot of kids, man.
He ain't crashing out. He ain't crashing out on the field as much. Now off the field, now he switched it up a little bit, but well, ain't seeing no body slams or nobody. No, like that.
Yeah, we ain't seen. You're right, bro. We ain't really seen nothing crazy. Yes, like crazy.
Happy, man. Oh man, all right. I'm gonna talk about the Pats a little bit now, man. Pats, they continue their little winning streak. They went out and got a win against the Cincinnati Bengals. Obviously, they're kind of depleted a little bit. No Jamar Chase, which is obviously a big deal. Joe Burrow did not play. Yeah, Joe Flacco played, but it's a good football game. I mean, the Cincinnati Bengals, they were in it all the way to the end. They had the opportunity to win it, down the stretch at the end of the game. They're able to run the ball on us pretty well, probably unlike most teams had pretty much all year long. Chase Brown handling his own. That Cincinnati Bengals team offensive line was handling their business, blocking up their defensive front. I thought it was a well contested win.
Yeah,
we're starting to get a little bit of the injury bug in New England, which I think could potentially become an issue. Mill Williams already down, Will Campbell going down. We see a couple guys kind of come in and out of the game.
some IR.
We're getting to that part of the season, man, where sometimes the healthiest teams are the teams that are the best. You know what I mean? If you ain't got your best guys available, sometimes you're just a little shorthanded. No matter what you have on the offensive side or defensive side, if you're not at full strength, sometimes that hurts you. Like, these dudes will be coming back, of course, but I think for this team, we got to finish out these last several weeks on a pretty high note. You don't want to, finish the year with a couple losses or something like that. Get to the playoffs, think we're going to flip a switch because our guys are back. That's not how that jump worked, man. So I thought it was a good win. They battled. It was contested to the NFL. Like I said, anybody can win on any given Sunday. I figured the Bengals would go out there and compete. And I'm glad you can make the corrections, with a win 100%. But yeah, man, I'm starting to get a little worried. Like I said, I think this season has gone well so far. Like I said, exceeded my expectations, but the injuries are definitely starting to concern me a little some. You know what I mean? So we'll see if these guys get back healthy and this team can continue to do what they're doing. The schedule is still favorable and all that. Got some tough matchups coming up, which I believe they play. The Bills coming up next, I believe, and then I think it may be the Ravens after that. So some good challenges. So these next two games will tell me a lot.
Yeah, I think it tell you a lot, bro. Like you said, the next two games is playoff caliber teams. I think I want to say the Ravens are a top of their division right now, sitting at 6-5. Them and Pittsburgh tied at 6-5. So you know the problems that LJ presents in that offense. LJ, King Henry, and Zay Flowers, the weapons on the outside, the defense. Seems like they're starting to figure it out a little bit. And then the Bills, we talk about it time and time, every time, right? Like in division game, you guys know each other like the back of y'all hands, right? So y'all was able to go to Buffalo and capitalize the first matchup. Now here it is. Buffalo gonna be looking for revenge, especially where Buffalo was sitting at. It's kind of like we were calling they kind of frauds, right? Like I mean, they haven't been playing really good ball. So I just think I think New England's big thing for them right now has to be just getting to the end of this season and the postseason as healthy as possible, man. Like, you already have exceeded a lot of expectations that that coming into the season, and here it is, right? You got a real strong, legit chance of getting that number 1 seed and having everything have to come back through Foxborough. So if they can do that, I mean, I think New England's sitting at a real strong point with Josh and Diggs and Vrabel, right? All those guys have been there, been in those tough moments in those tough games, and we can really see how Drake may take that next step.
We sure agree with that.
No, 100%, man. Then we also had this past weekend, we had Shador Sanders finally get start in the NFL. Got him a dub, but wasn't nothing overly, impressive.
But he won.
He made some good throws too.
It's amazing.
Good throws, yeah.
So he went out, played a struggling Las Vegas Raiders team, you know what I mean? But he was composed. Seemed like the team rallied behind him. See him make the deep throw down the sideline. Myles Garrett, like they look at everybody like all right now, like, you know what I'm saying? And he felt pretty good about himself after the game, which is good. Obviously, we know he's a confident kid and everything like that. But what did y'all see? What do y'all think this does for the Browns? What kind of going forward? Like for Shador, like how can he keep stacking these? And you think, once Dylan Gabriel gets back healthy, what direction do you think they go with?
No. But knowing Stefanski and thinking how much he don't like Shador right now, that might be a possibility. He might do something like that. One thing is like one thing I've really appreciated about Shador is like he's always stayed the same, right? He's got confidence in himself, and it helps him play well, even though his head coach doesn't have confidence in him or doesn't want him to. Like we see that a lot of time where your coach don't have as much confidence in you or is hesitant with you or, very conservative, and quarterbacks don't play their best ball, right? They're not winning, right? You got a quarterback that has been too low on the depth chart, in my opinion, who's been the same, even keel since day one, confident in himself, knowing he's a performer and he's going to play his best ball, right? And him keeping that confidence, even though your head coach doesn't have that confidence in you or doesn't like you or whatever is going on with that, right? Even amidst that, he goes out and wins the ball game again. It's his first start, it's his debut, but to make some of the throws that he made, still be able to have that confidence. I mean, we expect mistakes. He's young, right? First year, rookies make mistakes, but he's only going to get better. And to win a game like that and even have your team behind you and them impressed with your play, that's big for a guy like him. But again, it starts with the head coach. They need to figure that out. And like I said, I could see Stefanski once Dylan Gabriel gets back, trying to put Dylan Gabriel back in there and them losing again. So that's
I think Shador's gonna be locked in, right? We seen a jolt into that team's energy and life when Shador got behind the center and the team rallied around him, and that's all you can ask for, especially for a rookie quarterback getting his debut. My thing is, I mean, right, play good ball, made some good throws. We all know I played a struggling Raiders team that might be sitting at the worst or the second worst team in the NFL. I think he got a real challenge this upcoming weekend, right? With the 49ers coming into town. We're talking about a defense that's known for being able to fly around to the ball, cause turnovers, make big hits. Like we gonna really see, especially with Robert Saleh being a DC. I'm sure he gonna throw a lot of different looks at him, kind of try to confuse him and get him off his game. So I know Shador did a lot of trash talking and confident talking after the game one against the Raiders, and I think it was earned. Like he had that right to talk the way he did, but I want to see it translate into this next game, right? This is a game where, you gonna really see it if he belongs behind that starting show, that center job.
So I definitely want to see what he does this week, man. You just want to see that steady progression. Man, it ain't gonna be perfect, but I would so hard to compete, battle through the adversity. I said, like you said, seem like the fans are energized. It's like, it seems like everybody kind of upbeat within the organization. So I think it's a good thing, man, for kind of where they are in their season. Not at the greatest record and all that. Got really good defense. It seemed like once he's kind of stepped into the game, it seems like the team has a little bit of new life about him. So I think that's really good, man. We'll turn our page to the game that happened just the other night. The 49ers played the Carolina Panthers, and there's a topic of discussion that we had, just the other week, maybe could have been last week with Purdy and the deal. I proper came back, not dispatched before that. They defensive for like 8 touchdowns, man. They get yards, but against Carolina Panthers, they're pretty solid football team, the best league. And on offense, they kind of hit or miss when that's time the ball, but Brock do pretty good. For sure, the first half. I would say one of them was really good play. JC Orr, like corner's not making it play. It's a going across the field, intercepting it cut. Though when they got nobody there, that was really they were pads. It might be really so that type of money in my. So what was y'all thoughts kind of on the game between 49ers and the Carolina Panthers and the way Brock Purdy performed?
I think I said we was gonna have an issue a couple of weeks ago, right? Like I get it, man. You paid Brock all that bread, and we know how the league works. It's that money talk bigger than anything else that matters. So I just think it was his first game. It was Brock's first game back. He got to knock some of that rust off, and it showed for sure. But we know the type of quarterback Brock is. We know he's been in these big time moments. We know he's played in the Super Bowl and played well. And I just think, he's going to have to continue to make those strides and get back to the Brock that we know. But I mean, I think the Panthers leaving that game, although they could have played better on offense, their defense showed that they can go out there and they can stick with the best of them. So I think if you were in that Carolina building, you're feeling good, right? Especially how our division is rolling right now. I think we could see Carolina in the playoffs there. That'll be a huge step for that organization and franchise.
You making that faith for? I know you got a lot.
I'm gonna keep my mind closed because bad game from Brock Purdy. I think it's hard sometimes, right? Because we talk about it, who you go with, right? When we talk about the hot hand, right? I'm not saying that Mac has been playing like they undefeated by any means, but Mac has been playing some really good ball, right? And we had that discussion about, being system quarterbacks and who can plug and play. And I think, like I said, Brock is one of those guys where I feel like he's replaceable. Don't get me wrong. So it's just like when you got a hot hand like that and he's leading your team, you have a winning record, he's playing some good ball. Sometimes I don't understand why the dollar signs is what makes the decision on who gets to step back in. Again, that doesn't go to say, Mac has a bad game, Brock, all right, let's get it. It's back yours. But for that time being, when you got a guy that is, giving you some momentum, that's playing some good ball in the system, like putting points on the board. Matt has not made a lot of mistakes this year. Like, you know what I'm saying? He hasn't thrown 3 picks in the first half, right? Interceptions here and now, whatnot, are gonna happen. But Mac has been playing well. Like, why stop that? And we see now that you stopped that, offense is sputtering a little bit behind Brock. Again, he's been out. Might need to get back in the rhythm. Might need to get back in the flow. I get all that. I just, you have an opportunity to push for playoff contention, right? So now what happens, next 2-3 games if Brock is, not living up to the Brock that we've seen in the past. You know what I'm saying? Because you can possibly lose playoff contention. And Mac has put you in that spot. So it's just one of those things of, I guess I don't understand it. But again,
They invested, man. You got
Yeah.
to do it.
I hate that.
And it's so tough because, bro, the NFC is top heavy, bro. Like when I think of the Eagles are good. I mean, just when I say top heavy, I'm talking about record wise. The Eagles got a good record. LA got a good record. Seattle got a good record. The Bears got a good record. Detroit, I mean, decent record. 49, like there's so many good teams. So my thing is, when does this become an issue? I know you threw 3 picks in the first half last week, but you were able to beat a Carolina team that is, and it's they've been solid, which isn't a conversation of being a playoff team. But it's like, when does this become like, all right, now, Kyle, we got to go back to who got us, or are we just riding out gun blazing with however Brock don't get us to the playoffs or Brock lose games, we just gotta, because we invested, we gotta.
You about to play a very good defense.
Oh yeah, and Cleveland,
Like
100%.
you're gonna have to shake back.
I'm actually looking forward to that matchup with Trent.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying if this because. But here's the thing. But he also didn't play great his first game back. He didn't play great.
For 3 tugs or like whatever, like 200 yards. That's a solid day in the office. Like everybody's not throwing for 300, 400 yards. Like
No, that's
that the week. Like
I mean, the Brock we talking about is getting paid all this money. Apparently, he did it right.
Jalen Hurts not doing it.
Yeah,
We sick that Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hoot last week though.
He not throwing for 300 yards and 3 tugs every week and all that. But
Again, he irreplaceable, just like
but they working, bro. That win, that W stuff, that under which I mean, like I said, Brock didn't perform well. Probably didn't contribute enough. Probably, I mean, he contributed his part, but he wasn't the reason why they won against Carolina. He probably hindered them. They probably would have won by more if he'd have thrown those interceptions. But
we won by more if they had Matt.
Maybe not. Like you don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I think he had a bad game. Like I said, if it continues for like multiple games, and I think maybe that conversation has to come up. But I think he's earned the right to be their starting quarterback. Obviously, they invested in him. That's just kind of way the cookie crumbles when it comes to that. But we got some matchups coming up. Starting tomorrow as we're recording this Thanksgiving. You got Packers, Lions. You got Chiefs, Cowboys, Bengals, Ravens. So that's pretty. And Burrow's supposedly gonna be back tomorrow night too. So that's the night game on Sunday. So we got some good games, man. Which one y'all looking forward to on Thanksgiving?
I'm looking forward to that Packers Lions game. I think that's a really huge guy. I didn't even name the Packers when I was just naming off those teams that are going to be in contention in the playoffs. But I think Detroit is in an iffy situation, right? I mean, last week wasn't the ideal victory that the Lions, I'm sure, had planned with the Giants coming in town. And I just think that division too has been one of the top divisions in football. I know NFC West got a lot of teams that are having a good records, and it's the same thing with the NFC North. I mean, you look at the Bears right now sitting at, I want to say 8-3 or something like that, and then the Packers aren't that far off, and Detroit is Detroit. So I'm really looking forward to these next couple weeks in the league, just seeing how all the drama and period that's going to play out. But as far as the Thanksgiving games tomorrow, I'm excited for that Packers and Detroit game.
Yeah, I say the Bears Eagles. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm looking forward to
on Black Friday.
They play on Black Friday. Oh, I guess Thanksgiving game you talking about tomorrow. I mean the Chiefs Cowboys 1,000%. I want to see. I want to see how that works. I want to see how the refs get involved. I want to see because that is a game. Like truly, that is a game that
means a lot.
The Cowboys can put up a ton of points and can definitely win that game. Again, it's going to be I think that game is going to be a very high scoring game. But I like to see how many flags get thrown that game. Yeah, you can't see these.
Both teams need it.
Both teams
need it. It's a playoff game.
I'm looking forward to that one because they both coming off big wins. Got Chiefs just beat the Colts. They needed that win. Cowboys just beat the Eagles. They really needed that win. Probably both people weren't expecting them to win that game. So now these teams, like fighting for good playoff contention or even getting in the playoffs and all that. Let's see who's going to show up in prime time, see if that can be consistent, see if the Chiefs offense can get it going and all that. To me, it's just what defense is going to show up against these offenses. We know each offense can, if they're hot, they're extremely hard to stop. I think Kansas City has the better defense, obviously, with Steve Spagnuolo. But we'll see. We'll see what these Cowboys defense can do against Mahomes if they can slow him down a little bit. You think they can do it?
Nah,
I think Kansas City can do anything when they got the league on their side.
Man,
Man.
I think last week, like even in crunch time, we're seeing Rasheed Rice and Pat Mahomes connect on some big plays when they needed to have them in those end game moments. I think it's like you said, Warren. It's going to be a lot of points scored. I think who's going to be able to go out there and get some stops. And if I had to lean on one of the defenses out of the two, I'm going to lean with Spags and KC's defense.
Yeah, that's right.
It's going to be interesting, man. I don't know that it's a lot of Cowboys is tough, man.
They are.
Because the secondary for the Chiefs, I mean, they got obviously Duffy and company, but I don't think they got two that can slow down. Them two do.
Yeah.
CD and GP, and not to mention Ferg played very well last week too. He when he on, he a mismatch too.
Yeah,
bro. 9. What's his name? Turb. Like, I don't care what nobody's saying. He held a deal with too.
Yeah, he is. When he on last week, he's tripping.
Yeah. Still a decoy threat, bro. He's somebody that can. You gotta respect.
1,000%. 1,000%.
So Warren mentions game. You got Black Friday, you got Eagles, Bears, and then on Sunday you got Texans, Colts, Rams, Panthers. Which I mean that might be kind of decent. Bills, Steelers, that'd be good. No, don't sleep on the Panthers now.
I ain't sleeping, but
they got Johnny.
We straight.
You always think y'all straight. I've never heard you one time say y'all.
I never.
Yeah, but
not one time.
My one time you could say that, Dan. I've never heard him say my but we got a tough one this week.
No, I have. I said that a couple weeks ago when we played Seattle. I said it was gonna be a tough one.
No, you didn't. You ain't said it was tough from the standpoint of like you didn't think y'all was gonna lose.
I don't ever think we gonna lose.
Exactly.
I mean, let's be realistic. Like really, the games that we
the difference that we've lost, bro.
we shouldn't have lost. But that's just me. What shoulda, coulda, we lost anyway. You right.
Anybody could say that, Warren.
That Black Friday game is gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be we're gonna really see what the Bears all about. I see Philly having a little blackout and everything. So Caleb, this is a big moment for him. People not really talking about it, but that Bears secondary defense has been playing out of this world. They lead in the league in turnovers and picks. I think maybe 3 or 4 guys in the secondary got 3 or 4 picks. Like that's unheard of. Like this is going to be a really good game because I know Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown and Smitty, they trying to figure that whole thing out. And it looked like they made some really big strides last week against Dallas. So just want to see how they can continue to make steps in the pass game and getting those receivers involved. So I think that Black Friday game will be huge and important too.
No, it's definitely gonna be lit, man. And even the Texans Colts game, I think that's a good one. Colts had a tough loss against the Chiefs. Texans defense, they own that, man. They
bought it.
That defense is on fire. Throw them boys crazy. No matter who they got at quarterback, they're gonna have a fighting chance to go out there and win every single week with that defense, that pass rush. You need the young secondary with Lassiter and Bullock back there and all them dudes, and they got Stingley. Like it's a very good defense. They rally behind their coach, man. They've been doing a heck of a job with CJ not even being out there. Because I remember early on, the team looked bad. Like I thought this was gonna be just a bad football team, but defense is really giving a chance every single week. So I'm looking forward to that one. Can the Colts respond? Obviously, they've started hot all year. Tough loss. I mean, you lose back-to-back weeks, man. You're giving other teams to catch up to you. So I'm looking at that one. I got that one star.
Yeah. It deserved to be too, because I think Spags low-key showed a little bit that stack that box. try to take JT out and make Danny beat you throwing it. You know what I mean?
And he beat you. Yeah.
And not saying that he can't, or that, not saying that he can't, but it just put a little bit more pressure on you when that run game, when 2-8 ain't rolling how you normally rolling, it put a little pressure at the quarterback. So I'm interested to see how how the Texans and I'm going blank on the head coach name, but how the Texans and how D'Amico and that defense scheme it up to see what their game plan is going to look like.
Yeah, division game be tough too, man. Last but not least, man, we'll go to the social standout where hopefully, Perk and Doctor this up and throw the clip in there. But we go back to that Philly and Cowboys game, man, where we had Elijah Clark on the punt team, man. That effort that he had on that play where, Sidney Brown, he was mushing him. You know what I'm saying? He mushed him. He knocked him down, rolling on the ground, and I can guarantee probably 95% of dudes would have started jogging and probably given up on that play based on what had happened previously. But the effort that kid showed that ended up, resulting in a forced fumble that completely, shifted the whole outcome of the game. That stuff is deflating. When you got a turnover on the red zone. I mean, in the red zone too, that's deflating in a game that was that close, in which Dallas literally needed that turnover to win that football game. That is the social standout for me, dog. That's just a great example for not even just football players, just all athletes, man. When, even in the middle of a play where stuff ain't going right for you, if you keep
going,
effort up, keep going, man, you may end up making the play and again shifting the game. So big shout out to him. I don't know what y'all thoughts on that play.
I think what your shirt say right there, make plays and get paid. Like that's a money down moment for him. That honestly, he probably just added 4-5 more years to his NFL career life, bro. Just off of that.
That's facts.
Being able to, and that special teams life, I know a lot of guys have talked about it, it's a whole different ball game, bro. You got to go out there and you literally are fighting week to week for your job. And to go out there and make a play like that type of caliber play in that moment, right? Where whichever team was going to make a play like that was going to be the team that was going to put themselves in a position to win the game. And right, you talked about it, getting mauled the whole time. Gunner is a tough job in the league, in the tough world to live in. And for him to make that play, not show all that effort, not give up, and then to go out there and hit stick and cause that play at a fumble, and that's a money down moment. Like we said, Ron, you made plays, that's how you get paid. And he for sure done extended his NFL career life off that play. So shout out to him and man, keep going, bro. Keep going.
Yeah, he saved himself an earful at film study. Show. Because y'all,
they probably still.
They probably did, but it wasn't as bad as y'all know. Our special teams coach, this was screws loose. Them
boys different.
Act out about anything, right? So he definitely saved himself at film study that next day. But nah, man, it's all effort. It's all effort, and you see what happens when you don't give up on plays, right? We've heard that time and time again from the coaches that we've had, like never give up on a play. You never know when the ball's coming back your way or when your number's called. And, for him to do that, obviously getting hemmed up at the beginning of the play, but then, kick in and get downfield as a gunner too. The gunner position is hard. First key. Let me throw that out there. Bro, that's difficult. But for him to be able to, get up, get downfield, not give up on the play, cause a fumble that changes the momentum of the game like that. Like, shouts out to him. Like you said, that adds another 4 to 5 years onto your career. When teams see that and they see that effort, like that's what, we think about, like all of these special teams aces that Matthew Slater, for the Patriots, or, we played with a guy, Chris Maragos, that had a long season with Philly, right? Because he was a special teams ace. And we can name plenty of other guys that we've talked about and that we know of, that it's just consistent effort and it's not giving up on plays and being ready when your name is called. So shouts out to him, man, and most definitely added some years on his NFL lifespan.
100%. Big shout out to Elijah Clark, man. Great example for the young kids, man. Keep competing, keep fighting. Never know, man. Still end up making the play, man. But that's a shot Big shout out to y'all for tuning in to this episode of the Money Down Podcast on the Believe Network presented by FanDuel. Appreciate y'all. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep showing love to us. We greatly appreciate that. Get y'all next time.
And have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. That, yes, sir.
ET can't eat no more.
Me,
Whatever
takes
you
the
can.
next round. Oh, you name it.
Oh man.